Don't worry, even there may... No more intel to collect, but I hope we can still meet from time to time. Cloud, how go your travels? Well, I hope...
Be a hero, be a hero. Put it down, that's your command.
I'll show you what I can do.
Yeah, then you're a hero.
This one's for you.
The world is in your hands.
This summoner looks kind of shaky. Sorry, but I gotta. One more shot. You're burning up.
Much love to you, Angel. Thank you, love. I hope your day is fantastic.
Endless replayability is the simulator obtaining all that.
Save. And materia. Okay, that's maxed. Oops. What's left on my elemental side? Alright, all my greens maxed. All my blues maxed. To get the top of that here. You gotta get. And the Tifa did max a lot. Maxed almost all of my material.
If I could visit other continents, it's so good to I've been traveling, but I'm having some difficulty narrowing it down.
Stop. And hopefully we can be fully set up at this point. Any and all material that I use, new variances of it or whatever, I needed to level it. I don't want any beneficial material if I need to use it, like warding or something. I want it all done. I want everything. So that's why I'm sitting here leveling all my material, even if the ones I don't use. So throughout these challenges, I've had to make varying setups just to block certain magic or resist certain status afflicts. So I don't like to be limited. Can be. I'll be right back.
Too much? Gotta go for it now. One more shot. Get him. This one's for you.
Well, yeah. Ball.
This is gonna hurt, okay? You're burning up. Too much? It's your turn. I'm your one-stop shop right now. That's it. Calls for more Yuki. Gotta dig deep for this one. Bless them with your love and grace. Holds the best-kept ninja secret.
Did I just mix fire and wind together and make an ultra fiery flaming tornado? I mean, Auron did it. Kinda. It's a finisher. You don't really just mix two elements together, but he mixed wind and fire together. Super Sour Punch with the gifted tier 1 to God's Mercenary. Thank you for the tier 1 gift sub, my friend. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate you. I'm doing well, just farming for more AP, which is the equivalent of experience for your magic or equipment, as I was trying to tell you yesterday. So we're just fighting some bees that the queen constantly spawns, and they give a crap ton of AP or ability points, which is what you use to level up your... It's called materia, but it's basically a little equipment that allows you to use magic and stuff like lightning, fire, but you also got buff spells, stuff that makes you attack more, attack faster, or attack more damage, do more damage, stuff that makes you resist damage, resist elementals, stuff like that. So I'm leveling all of that up. And then there's also other materias that you equip to yourself that allow you to hit more than one enemy at a time or buff up your current magic that you want, stuff like that. So there's a lot of strategy involved. Much more than in the original. But we're doing well. I hope your stream was fantastic. I hope I spelled that name right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Hell yeah. We're pretty much done with it. If you spent only a handful of hours just doing it, because the bee farming is actually the fastest way to do it if you don't kill the queen like my team just did. That's good, I'm glad. I'm glad you were getting some kills. And... yeah. Because I could make this faster with... There's ways to boost the amount of AP I get, but... the amount of materia slots... You can't just go around equipping all this crazy shit into your character. Your weapons and armor have slots. There's one equipment that has 2 slots, and it takes you all the way down from whatever you have to 2 slots. But they increase your AP gain by a lot. Plus that, if you have the AP up materia. So you can boost your AP gain up to 5 times, but the way I'm doing it is I'm leveling a shit ton of materia once. Even if they are gaining a boost. So I think doing 2 at a time, or potentially 1 if you have the AP boost materia. So technically you'd be leveling 1 materia at a time at that point. It just seems like a waste. Friday nights are typically slower. Yeah, that is true. And my streams have slowed down considerably because all I've been doing is the fighting portion of like the battle challenges for the rest of the platinum. So a lot of the main game is done. I think most people who were here watching me throughout this is kind of tired of this at this point. But no, this game helped me a lot. Fuck, man. I was getting raided and shit left and right. Not that I care about that, but it did happen. This game did bring in quite a bit of people. But I can understand that I'm just doing a lot of the nonsense at this point, and I'm losing horrifically, bitching and moaning. There's people that easily know all the mechanics of this game. Well, I disregard the block, even though I kind of was forced to some degree. I could have made a lot of these fights easier and less of a pain to everyone listening. And I only really talk when people are here. You can really kind of understand that. It's not the most out there content. But I am having fun, yeah. I just don't like the complaining that I do. I know I complain a lot. I know it's not gonna stop. I just know people don't want to hear that. Some may find it funny, but I personally don't. Just because that's how I act lately. So I stress about that even more. That's why I make a big deal out of it. Yeah, nice. That's always fun. Playing with something. Like I said, I'm pretty sure people probably join more in once I swap over to something else that they're not bored of watching 300 to 400 hours worth of. Even though they've watched me play that many hours on other things, it's just the same repetitive, boring fight, constant shit. I can understand if people are tired of it. Really not much happening. At least I am doing it. I'm finally slowly beating everything, but it's taken a while. With over 60 parts to this series, I can understand if it's kind of died out. Everyone at this point has either platinumed it or most thereof, or beaten it and gotten off of it. I know I haven't, I know Angel hasn't platinumed it, but most other people who either have care to platinum it have already, or have gotten off of it after beating it once. But I am enjoying it. It's probably by far my favorite game thus far. Not just this year, it's one of my favorite games so far in a long time. So, it's kind of hard to put down that. It's gonna be hard to move on to something else. I wish these were multiplayer, because that'd be amazing. I would love a Final Fantasy VII kind of MMO, but not huge-ish, like 14. But I would love like a multiplayer Final Fantasy game with this combat. Yeah, this came out just recently too. It's not even that old. It's just the amount of content they put into it. They actually have a decent exploration. I love it. I love exploring more than I actually enjoy everything else, which is kind of odd. Usually exploration's not my biggest thing, which is why I don't care for MMOs. I don't mind exploration in games like Dead Rising, for instance, where you kind of just go around and check out stores in the mall and dress up and shit. This game, like, I don't mind exploration where you're collecting treasure chests and items, like in Final RPGs in general. But the world in this didn't feel as dead as some more modern games RPGs do. Like, yeah, there's not fights everywhere, and they have a respawn, so you take out a set of enemies and they come back. But so you can't just overgrind. You can, but you can't just easily overgrind on everything. So you're not running around and there's mobs of monsters slowing the frame rate down. It's not like that. It's nothing like MMO, but I love what they did with it. They kept it full of shit for you to explore, from collectibles to chests to finding the little chocobo benches to finding which are basically just other war points, to crafting items, to crafting the items you craft, to just side missions, to trying to get all the different conversation skill tree, conversation trees, because they're each certain conversations branch. For affinities, you can unlock like little dates. I've actually gotten 2 dates with some of the cast. You can have a little sky wheel, like Ferris wheel date. I gotta do the rest of those, but stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff to keep you busy. RPGs are always known for that, but Seven's had a lot of content in it, from mini games to side stuff to whatever. This game expanded upon that greatly, in a fantastic way. And I have a hard time rating games, but this game is perfect to me. Minus I've noticed some horrendous bugs, too. One which involved me not completing a side quest. The other involved me cheating death and literally being able to survive with 0 HP, healing, and coming back and fighting. I also survived with 0 HP where my character was on the ground, unplayable, but had to take another hit to go down. And then the application did crash on me earlier, like a typical console game does. But that was the first time that Final Fantasy VII has crashed on me like that. Other than those two issues, like the one side quest not being able to be completed, it wasn't that horrible. It annoyed me at first, but it wasn't game-breaking for me. I'm doing well, Zero. I hope you're fantastic. And as for the cheated death bug, that was more fun than actually doing anything. Other than that, this game is fantastic. Not very many games that make me love it this fast, this quick. Like even Monster Hunter World and fucking Dark Souls' games. And I played Dark Souls like 7 times back to back when I first played that franchise. Like even Bloodborne and Dark Souls didn't have me fall in love with this kind of combat or action or any of this nature. I love what they did with 7. And this is even better than the first part, my opinion. Final Fantasy VII Remake was fantastic. This game is 10 times better than that. But I love me Final Fantasy. I love me some RPGs. I love me Phantasy Star. I love me Pokemon. Like, I would love to see more Final Fantasies. Like, I would love to see 8 and 9. 8's not one of my favorites, but I like it enough to where I would like to see a remake of it in a similar scale. Doesn't have to be this big. Because we all know it's not. Because 7 is the one that got, like, the most loved. It revolutionized the genre at the time. So I can understand. It has the most hype, love. That's why I got this. In fact, this was originally meant to come back. The remake was originally planned for the PS2. That is how old. That's how much love Final Fantasy VII got. And that's how old that the planning stages for the original remake was. Old. It's there. Go look it up. Final Fantasy VII Remake PS2. It's out there. Just like how they planned to release 7 on the 64. The original, which didn't happen. That was before they decided to go to PlayStation. That's when Square decided to move from Nintendo to Sony and discs. Because cartridges and whatnot could not fit what they wanted to do with it. Cutscenes and everything. It just would look... Because the 64 clips that they show, which isn't technically the 7 cast, it's 6's cast, but it looked shit. 64 RPGs today, they don't look good. Unless it's Mario 64. But that's a different graphic style, art style. Now, if that was models, like actual... Go look at Evolution, the game RPG Evolution World. And then go look up Final Fantasy VII 64. You'll see what I mean. It just... Compared to PS1's graphical style, Mario 64 or Mario RPG did fantastic because of its art style. And it's Mario, and it's simple. If Mario had more complicated graphics or whatever, it would not have worked. But no. The depth of combat in a turn-based RPG would not have worked well on 64, at least for Final Fantasy. Not with the scale that Final Fantasy is. Maybe a smaller one like Mario RPG works fine. But even then, 64 was probably, in my opinion, better more for the semi-fighting games and shooters and some of the smaller scale stuff that they had, like Pokemon Stadium and Snap. Anything major, it's too much for it. It's a shame. That's why Nintendo needs to step up and not be making fucking consoles a gen 1 or 2 gens behind. So at this point, they're gonna sit there and their next console is gonna be pointless at this point. Because unless they release some good Pokemon games, what am I gonna play the Switch 2 for? It's crazy that they're already gonna be dealing with the next gens eventually here. And the more they release, the faster the next gens come out.
Good to go. I'll take care of them.
Angry bees! Killer bees! Get back in Naruto.
One more shot.
And leave the rapping out of it.
Gotta dig deep for this one. It's your turn. Here I go. Whoa. No freaking way. Go on now.
And Yuffie in this game went from garbage, like, she was garbage to me, unless you morphed, which is a thing in the original. You can, it's in this too, but you can turn enemies into items, and she can quad do it, or whatever. She can morph multiple enemies at a time, and in the original they had stat boosting items to boost your stats, which I don't know what they're gonna do if, once the third disc comes out, because that's optional content on a submarine in the original. So I wonder what they're gonna do when the disc 3 part comes out of this. That's because I'm most likely that's what that content's gonna be on, where you can actually get the submarine and then go underwater to go and explore the sunken submarine. I'm curious, because I don't think they're gonna put those in there, and if they do, it's gonna be limited and it's not gonna be off an enemy. But Yuffie wasn't the greatest in the original, and then I love her in this because she's a DPS character. And I love DPS. DPS with high luck. Because she's a ninja. Ow. I don't know, I also just like thief classes a lot. Because I like Yuffie and Riku. Both are fantastic. With you, especially if you know how to use them. Yuffie's broken as fuck in this game. Because right now I have her with her fire ninjutsu on, which means I can just spam her kunai, like her magic spell like this. And I have her doppelganger active, which means it's doing it double. These things are weak to fire. If I were to use a spell with her doppelganger active, she'll quad cast, or she'll duplicate it. She'll cast it twice. Aerith has a magic spell called Arcane Ward, where she can double cast spells. Yuffie in that will cast magic 4 times. Even if she doesn't do a lot of magical damage, it's fucking insane. Like, on top of her insane speed. Ow. And then Tifa has her physical hit because she's a monk who can equate to Aerith's magic or beyond it in several blows, and she hits 2 to 3 times depending on how far up in her unbridled strength you are. Yeah, they did a fantastic job. The combat in this is just fun. A lot of games I tend to get bored of after a while. Haven't gotten bored of this one yet. Because I like action games, but I prefer RPGs more. But once they did a great mix of active action and RPG, it's kind of hard to turn back. Like Monster Hunter World, for instance. This. Even Phantasy Star Online 2's combat. It's fun as fuck. Fuck this bee. Fuck your bee. I'm gonna burn it. I did not mean to win there, but okay. And yeah, I try not to win too here just because I would move on to the next round. I quit and reload. It's a lot faster. It's kind of convenient that after you do the mission for the bees, you eventually can get this. Or maybe you can get this before that mission, I don't know. But either way, it's nice that they have this, because then that would make AP farming annoying, because I would have to reload my file or do a chapter select for it. It's so annoying. But this was it's great that they did this. Because yeah, AP farming would be a lot slower. Like, they give you about the same, if not the same amount, than some of the other enemies do, but the fact that the bee respawns them. They give 12 a pop. You can easily double that.
Sorry, but I gotta. This one's for you.
I mean, some of my materia have AP up, which they're getting slightly more. But then you can have the Chocobo ban or whatever, and you can... Was it triple it? You can make everything you boost in that with an AP up to 5 times. It's insane.
Sorry about that. This might be it.
Like I said, I've been doing this for about maybe 4 streams. I want to say maybe 12 to 13 hours. Maybe a little more than that. I've already gotten pretty much almost every materia that I have that wasn't already maxed, almost maxed. Even some of the longer ones.
Tagging out. Here I go. This one's for you. Good to go. You're up. I'll show you what I can do. Go on. I'm feeling weak.
Took her long enough.
You won't regret this. Get lost. Be strong and carry on. Let me your strength. Not too shabby.
I didn't realize I took out the queen already. Oops.
I encourage you to try again sometime.
Yeah, I got all of my green materials, which is my magics, elemental stuff, my buffs for defense and physical attack, and you know, me weakening theirs and adding barrier to me and healing myself, curing myself, reviving myself, and all that crap. Blue is all your basically stuff that helps boost your materia level or gain more experience or help boost your spells, range and damage, and gives you resistance or absorption to things. Yellow is basically little... they're like moves. They're not really abilities that you do. Stuff like enemy skill, which you can use all the enemies. Certain enemies have abilities you can learn throughout the games. You can do that. Then there's prayer, which allows you to just heal a bunch, but without actually using the cure materia. You got AT boost, which starts you off, which allows you to hit the triggers and gain a big amount of ATB, or the meter needed to cast abilities and shit. You got assess, which allows you to scan enemies and shit like that. Steal, obvious what steal is. Stuff like that. And then purple is your stat boosting materia or other stuff that helps boost stuff like your timing, window for defense, or boost your stats like your HP, MP, luck, and all that. A lot of that's maxed. But I have green, blue, all maxed. Yellow is pretty much nearing max, and purple is nearing max. Bow. But yeah, see all these like MP ups, lookups. If I have a lot of those on other characters, they won't. And I have a lot of them on my main characters and all my backups. They won't have, the backups won't have boosted material. That's a good reason to have it. A good reason to have all that. And some of these take a while. Because they're 5 levels, and some of the higher tiers take a while. I mean, look at that. Fucking 5,000. Oh, jeez. My pupper. My pooper. My pupper scupper. With a brand new poop. With a brand new puppy dog. Don't know. Pooples. Time just sending love to people. Send all the love. Destiny. Send love to everybody, you guys. Oh, there's a new follow. Much love. Kibron. If I butcher that, I apologize. I apologize if I butchered that. But I'm going to shout out a bunch of people who are live. Send love to them all. And I'm going to shout out him because he followed. Thank you for the follow. Much love, Zero. Yeah, check out everybody, guys. They're all live. Papa Clutch, Green Hornet, Caring with Colors, Tarconix, Monsuno, Moody Abigail, Zero, the Bunny. Everyone I shouted out.
I didn't glide. No. If there is nothing else, then I wish you good luck in your travels. The intel you have gathered, I've begun to see that the more I learn about our world, the more rewarding it is to explore it.
Watch yourself. I'll take care of him. Ha! Here it comes. Bingo.
Analyzing one's failures can prove instructive.
Trying to get that yellow materia out of the way so we could focus the higher tier stat boosting materials. So that way my team can have higher health MP and
There may be no more intel to collect, but I hope we can still meet from time to time. Cloud, how go your travels? Well, I hope.
It's on you. I'll show you what I can do. Get him!
Perhaps you're having an off day. Obtaining all that intel has only stoked my desire to learn more. If I could visit other continents, it's so good to see. I've been traveling but I'm having some difficulty narrowing it down.
Watch yourself. Here goes.
talk a bit now. How are things? Things are going fantastic. Work is good. Streaming has been good. Final Fantasy VII has been amazing. How have you been, PBG? I missed you. Miss you guys. I hope everything's been good with you. Ooh, it's good to see you.
Now with extra beguiling shipping.
Thanks. Things are okay. I can't type either. Yeah, I'm glad things are good with you then. But yes, it's been... Work has been tiring, but it's been good. It's good, good, good. Working hard, making money. Game has been fantastic. Sinking in almost 400 hours into this, and I'm nearing the platinum. Trying to max everything out and collect in 100% it all. It's a lot, but it's getting there. Getting there.
Why don't you leave? If you insist.
Yeah.
Those boys ain't good to go. Watch yourself. I'll take care of them. It's your turn. I'm your one-stop clobbering shop. Free. Get lost. Get home. Stop now.
But yeah, I'm essentially just leveling all my materia stuff, all my magic spells, everything that I equip to my shit that gives me benefits, buffs, and well, abilities and other things. Like prayer, for instance. It's just another thing I can use to heal myself. But yeah, I'm doing that right now. So there's not a lot happening. But I'm pretty much at the end of hard mode. I just gotta beat the game, and then there's a few battle missions I got left to do, and... not much left for the platinum. I hope you're gonna return kicking ass. Kinda worried when you just kinda haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad that you're doing alright.